Hey guys, Nick T here, going to be doing a device review for you today of the SmokeTech Groove, which I received from www.crystalclearvaping.com. The SmokeTech Groove is from SmokeTech, obviously. It is a variable volt and a variable wattage device. It is a box mod. It is made out of plastic. It has some good labeling on it. Labeling. Labeling. I love that. No, labeling the groove. This little symbol here, I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to mean. Maybe variable volt and variable watts. But I've noticed that there's a couple other vendors that have a different logo where that circle is. So if you get one of these and you see that that circle says something different, it's still from SmokeTech. I just think that they're paying to actually have it branded. On the back, it's going to say smoke, and then it's also going to let you know that it's variable voltage, variable wattage, that it has an internal lithium polymer battery that is rated at 3,800 milliamp hours. Just to let you know, that is one of the biggest pluses of this unit itself, so that the battery life is excellent. On a full charge, usually lasts me probably around 2.5 to 3 days. I was using this all day yesterday, and just to show you real quick, that's what I still have on the battery. So the battery charge is very good. Of course, the results are going to vary depending on your vape pace and yada yada yada, all that bullshit. But the battery life is very good. Do I like that it's a lithium polymer battery as opposed to, let's say, an IMR or something of that nature? No, I don't like that. It's just, from what I can guess without opening it up and taking a look, is that it's just some flat battery packs, which if you look at that and how thin it is, I mean, there's no way that they'd be able to fit something that looks like an IMR in there anyway. Like I said before, it is plastic. Let me take off the tank to show you the connection. The button is up here, so it's got a trigger button on the top. I would have loved to have seen this button like maybe here. I would love to see an actual trigger instead of having it on the top. I just think that if you put you got to kind of put your thumb here. So people with like small hands, they're not going to like this very much in the button configuration. I usually use it like this, just using my finger like that and then firing it. Button placement, not my favorite, but I mean, it's not terrible. It does have a 510 connection. I was able to fit an iClear 16 in there and a Stardust, but I was not able to fit a Kinger T3 or an EVOD. So be aware that if you like the EVODs, you're not going to be able to fit that. It is sealed around here with the top here. One thing that I've noticed, and I noticed this today because I stuck an iClear 16 in here. I take it out, and it was kind of tough actually taking it out. It always has been a little bit tough taking it out of this. It's starting to ever so slightly, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera, it's starting to chip by the line here, which is another thumbs down, I guess, for this device, the lines. Kind of like the VV Gripper that was also done by SmokeTech. This has some big ass clamshell lines in it. Obviously, it's just a clamshell design. They take the two pieces of plastic, they put them together, and then they screw them in probably where these four little rubber stopper things, I guess. I mean, they're just basically filler to cover up the screws, or maybe because this device tends to not stand up on its own most of the time, it may be something to kind of pad it, which, you know, not really. This thing, when you stand it up, it wobbles. Let me show you real quick. Okay, so here's the device, and let's go ahead and just set it down. Wow, it actually stood up pretty good there. But this thing, oh, there you go. This thing tends to wobble. Look at that. And I'm thinking because, yep, there it goes again. Yep, it's rocking and rolling. I'm thinking, and I do have a flat surface. Go ahead, take a look. See, that's flat. That's flat surface. I'm thinking it's because of the lines that are there. That and because, yeah, I do notice that this side, or this top part, is just a little bit more out than the bottom part here. So I'm thinking that's why it's doing, there it goes again. It's just doing the wibbly wobbly thing. I absolutely hate that. Absolutely hate it. I don't know how many times I've knocked this off of a table, off of my nightstand, which is right there. It just wobbles. I wish they would have came out with a little bit more of a wider design, or at least a wider bottom, which, well, it would have made it look funny, or at least a flatter bottom. So that way, when I put it like that, it's not going to wobble like you see the drip tip doing right now. Okay, so let's get into the functions of this. Let me go ahead and just turn it off right here. So this does have a 5-click on and off feature. So to turn it on, you're going to go ahead and press the button 5 times, the trigger button, or 6 times in that case. And it's going to show you that the system is on. Now, if you want to go ahead and turn off the device, let's go ahead and, really? And there it goes. And now it's going to turn the device off. It does have a very nice LED or OLED screen. I do like that feature, but let's go ahead and turn this back on. Okay, so like it says, it's a variable wattage, variable voltage device. Right now I do have it in variable watt mode, which it goes in 0.5 increments from 3 watts all the way to 15 watts. Now, if you hold down the buttons and want to auto scroll it, it will not do it because there is other features on those buttons. Now, to turn it to variable voltage, all you do is take the plus and the minus button, hold them down for about 5 seconds, and it'll say voltage. And that goes from 3 volts to 6 volts and 0.1 volt increments. Let me go back to variable wattage. That's where I like it, and it will say wattage very clearly. I'll go ahead and set it back to my normal 9.5 watts. So the other features on here, if you hold the minus button down for about 3 seconds, it's going to show you the remaining charge in your battery. 3.7 volts after, well, this is my 3rd day. I'd say that's pretty good. And then if you hold the plus button down for about 3 seconds, it's going to show you the resistance of your cartomizer or atomizer or whatever you put on there. Now, as far as my overall opinion on this, you know what? I've had this, ooh, that was nice. I've had this device for about 2.5 months. And here's the thing. It does vape really good. I've seen some other videos where they've, looked at the voltage drops and everything like that. Actually taken a ECD meter or whatever they have, and showing you exactly how it holds up as far as holding the voltage during the span of the battery. There really hasn't been any problems with that. Let's put it this way. If you've ever seen a review or tested, let's say, a Z-Max from Smoke Tech, a Sigelli Z-Max, or a Vamo, or anything that has that chipset in it. This has that exact same chipset. It's just in a different form. So, if you have a Vamo or something like that, it's going to have the exact same chipset, but without the OLED screen. I do like the fact that it is a box mod. I do like that, but obviously I don't like the wibble wobble. Well, there it goes, false. And you know, it really took me a little time to figure out if I actually like this device or if I don't. There's so many things that I like about this device. The battery life, the fact that it's, you know, variable voltage, variable wattage, you know, has the ohm meter, it has, you can check the voltage of the battery in it. But the downside, I mean, it's just, it's pretty cheap. It's a pretty cheap looking device, but, you know, for me, I'm going to keep using it. It's been fairly reliable for me. Oh, one more thing that I do want to mention. Lately, this battery, every once in a while, it'll display that, but it won't actually fire. And I'll go and I'll tighten down the cartomizer, but you know, usually my cartomizers are tight as can be on there anyway, so usually that's not the problem. So I'm thinking something maybe going on with the internals here already. Every once in a while too, I'll just be vaping it and, you know, taking my normal drag like that, and this display screen will go on. It'll just say smoke. It won't say system off. It won't say system on. It'll just go blank, and it'll just turn off. I'm thinking that there might be something wrong with the safety features in this one, possibly, if it's just turning off automatically when I'm taking a regular drag. I contacted Crystal Clear about it, and they asked me how many times I hit it in a minute. And, you know, sometimes it's about 3 or 4, depending. And they said to go ahead and lower that when you're using this and see exactly what happens with it. Every once in a while, I won't be using this for like 5 or 10 minutes. Go to hit it, and it'll do it. So there may be something wrong with the software in here. So it might not be the most safest unit to use, this particular one. But overall, the ones that they make, I'm sure they're perfectly safe. I'm sure this one's perfectly safe too. I could be doing something completely wrong, and more than likely I am. So this is going to be my overall review. If you don't mind that it's plastic, if you don't mind that it wobbles, which I do, but I do love the internals. I love the chip in here, and I love the fact that I can turn it up to 11.5 watts and it's a low resistance cartomizer, and it fires just fine. I'm just gonna say, you know what? I like the device. I'm going to use it. If you don't mind how it's constructed, go ahead and buy one. Right now, they're probably around $60, $65. Stainless steel ones are around $75, $80. So if you like it, go ahead and get it. If not, I would definitely recommend maybe getting something like the T-Max. The T-Max is another thing I'm going to be reviewing here, so I won't get too much into it. But it's definitely sturdier than this. Anyways, that's what I got for you today. I'm going to go take a nap. I've been tired for months now. I don't even remember the last time I got a full 8 hours of sleep in a night. So that's my review. Thank you so much for watching.